Okay, geometry students, today we're going to talk about the interior angles sum. The sum of the degrees in any polygon can be determined by the number of triangles that can be drawn within the polygon. We're going to complete this table and look for a pattern to find the sum of the degrees of any polygon. So here we're looking at a triangle. The number of sides a triangle has is 3. The number of triangles you can fit inside of a triangle is 1. And the sum of the interior angles is 180. If we take a look at a quadrilateral, the number of sides of a quadrilateral is 4. The number of triangles you can fit inside of a quadrilateral is 2. And the sum of the interior angles is 360 degrees. For a pentagon has 5 sides. As you can see, we can get 3 triangles inside the pentagon. And the sum of the interior angles is 540. In a hexagon, the number of sides is 6. The number of triangles we can put inside of a hexagon is 4. And the sum of the interior angles is 720 degrees. A heptagon, 7 sides. We can put 5 triangles in there. And the sum of the interior angles is 900 degrees. Octagon, 8 sides. Number of triangles is 6, and the sum of the interior angles is 1080. Nonagon, 9 sides. 7 triangles. Sum of the interior angles is 1260. And then a decagon is 10 sides. Can fit 8 triangles inside, and the sum of the interior angles is 1440. Okay, so the sum of the interior angles formula, if n represents the number of sides of a polygon, then the sum of the interior angles s can be found by using the following formula. Sum of the interior angles s equals n, the number of sides, minus 2 times 180. Interior angles of a regular polygon. A regular polygon is one in which all sides are equal. Therefore, all angles are equal. To find the measure of an interior angle in a regular polygon, you're going to take the sum of the interior angles and divide it by the number of sides. Again, S is the sum of the interior angles, and N is the number of sides. Let's take a look at some examples here. For number 1, it says find the sum of the interior angles of a 15agon. So we're going to say S is going to be equal to 15 minus 2 times 180. When we plug that into our calculator, we find that the sum of the interior angles of a figure with 15 sides is 2,340 degrees. Okay, pause the video and check, or do number 2 and then check your answer. Okay, you should have gotten that the sum of the interior angles of a figure with 21 sides should be 3,420 degrees. Okay, number 3, what is the measure of each interior angle of a regular pentagon? Regular pentagon means that all of the angles should be equal. So if we find that the sum of the interior angles is going to be 5 minus 2 times 180, that's going to give us the degrees of 540 degrees. Okay, so if we take that 540 degrees and we divide it by the number of sides, in this case 5, we find out that all of the angles will be equal to 108 degrees. Okay, you guys do number 4. Let me set you up here. The sum of the interior angles is going to be 18 minus 2 times 180, which is going to be 2,880. So go ahead and figure out what is the measure of each interior angle of a regular 18-agon. Pause the video and find your answer. Okay, you should have found that the measure of the interior angle of a regular 18-sided figure should be 160 degrees. Exterior angle sums. The exterior angles are always supplementary. Supplementary, if you remember, means that they add up to 180 degrees to their adjacent interior angles. On the polygons below, find the measure of each exterior angle along with the sum of all the exterior angles. So if we take a look at this triangle right here, 79 degrees, we'd add 101 to get that to equal 180. 40 degrees plus 140 will give me 180, and 61 plus 119 degrees will also give me 180. The sum of my exterior angles here, 101 plus 140 plus 119, is going to equal 360 degrees. Okay? On this quadrilateral, if we take a look at the exterior angles here, we have 124 plus 56 degrees will give me 180. 76 plus 104 degrees will give me 180. 89 plus 91 degrees will give me 180. And 71 plus 109 degrees will give me 180. Now, when I add 56 plus 104 plus 91 plus 109, I end up with the sum of the exterior angles being 360 degrees. Okay? I'm going to skip these down here. These aren't in your notes. What conclusion can we come to then about the exterior angles sum? We can come to the conclusion that the sum of the exterior angles of any polygon is always going to be 360 degrees. Okay? Using that information, let's look at some examples here. For number 5, it says, what is the measure of each exterior angle of a regular hexagon? Now, a hexagon, if you remember, is 6 sides. Okay, so if we take 360, because all of the exterior angles are going to add up to 360, and we divide it by 6, the 6 sides, then each exterior angle should equal 60 degrees. Okay, go ahead and pause the video and try number 6. Okay, you should have gotten 360 divided by 24 should give you 15 degrees. All of the measures of the exterior angles of a figure with 24 sides should be 15 degrees. Let's take a look at number 7. If the exterior angle of a regular polygon measures 12 degrees, how many sides does this polygon have? Okay, well, we can do this by taking the 360 degrees and dividing it by the 12 degrees of the exterior angles, and that will tell us the number of sides. So this regular polygon has 30 sides. Go ahead and try number 8 and come back and check your answer. All right, so let's review our formulas. The sum of an interior angle of a polygon, our formula is S equals N, the number of sides, minus 2 times 180. For our formula for the interior angle of a regular polygon, we're going to take the sum of the interior angles, S, and divide it by N, the number of sides. The sum of the exterior angles of a polygon is always going to be 360 degrees. The exterior angles of a regular polygon are going to be 360 degrees divided by the number of sides. And the number of sides of a regular polygon is going to be 360 degrees divided by the exterior angle degree. Okay, let's take a look at some of these examples. Number 1, what is the sum of the measure of the interior angles of a pentagon? So let's see, a pentagon has 5 sides, so 5 minus 2 times 180. That's going to give me 540 degrees. So the sum of the measures of the interior angles of a pentagon is going to be 540 degrees. Go ahead and answer number 2 in Head Puzzle. right, number 3. What is the measure of each interior angle of a regular octagon? Okay, so if we know that the sum of the interior angles of an octagon is going to be 8 minus 2 times 180, that's going to give me 1,080 degrees. And if we take that 1,080 degrees, gives me 1,080, and we divide that by 8, because that's the number of sides in an octagon, we're going to get 135 degrees. You guys try number 4 and answer it in Ed Puzzle. Let's skip down to number 6. The sum of an interior angle of a polygon is 1,620 degrees. How many sides does that polygon have? So number 6, we take n minus 2. We're looking for the sides here, so we're going to solve for n times 180. That's our formula for finding the sum of the interior angles of a polygon. But we know that answer. That answer is 1,620. So using that formula, let's solve and figure out how many numbers of sides we have. So we're going to take this and we're going to divide by 180. Remember, whatever we do on one side, we have to do on the other. That leaves us with n minus 2 equals 1,620 divided by 180 is 9. Then we add 2 to both sides, and we find that the number of sides of a polygon that has 1,620 degrees is going to be 11. So we have 11 sides to that polygon. Okay, you guys try number 8 and answer in Ed Puzzle. I'm sorry, number 7. And number 8. All right, let's take a look at number 9 together. Number 9 says, what is the measure of each exterior angle of a 20gon? Okay, if we take 360, because that is the measure of all exterior angles of any polygon, and we divide it by 20, that's going to give me 18 degrees. So all of the exterior angles of a figure with 20 sides is going to equal 18 degrees. Let's take a look at 14. So for 14, we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-sided figure. So if we take S equals 6 minus 2 and multiply it times 180, that's going to give me the degrees of 720 degrees for the inside of that figure. So if we take all of those angles and add them together, 110 plus 8x minus 1 plus 5x plus 36 plus 116 plus 7x plus 19 plus 6x minus 2, and we set that equal to 720. And then we start to simplify. We adding up all of our x's, we get 26x. Adding up all of our whole numbers, we get 278 equals 720. And then we start to solve using our algebra skills, subtract 278 from both sides, and we end up with 26x equals 442. Divide by 26, and we end up with x equals 17. Okay, let's take a look at number 17 now. The sum of all exterior angles, remember, is 360. So if I take all of these exterior angles and add them together, I should be able to set them equal to 360 and solve. So let's do that. Okay, so I have it all set up. Now I'm going to add my x's together. I added my x's, I get 29x. Add all my whole numbers, I get 12 equals 360. And now I can use my algebra skills and solve. So subtract 12 from both sides. We have 29x equals 348. Divide by 29, and we get x equals 12. X equals 12. Right, that's it for today's notes. Have a good afternoon.